So it's early in the morning. I'm on La Palma in Puntagorda, in Canary Islands. It's about probably like 10 degrees, pretty cold, and so I'm just making a little fire to stay warm and also to heat up, like just gently warm my bananas because they're so cold. And the whole situation just makes me think about the ideal human climate. And because if we have to work so hard just to stay comfortable or stay alive, if we have to wear all these clothes, layers upon layers upon layers of clothing, make fires to stay warm, or to cook our food because there's no naturally edible food around, so we have to take strange things like roots and things like that and cook them to make them edible. We have to work so hard. Doesn't that mean that we're in the wrong place? I don't mean the wrong place as in wrong, it's wrong. No. Nothing's wrong. We can do anything we want. We're curious animals, We go traveling in strange places and we make tools and adaptations to stay there. So that's cool. Nothing wrong with it. But wrong in the kind of physiological sense, in the biological sense of things, We're obviously in the wrong place if we have to wear clothing. We're obviously in the wrong place if we have to make fires to stay warm. What are we doing here? We're making a fire and we are going to stay a certain temperature. Well, essentially that's the temperature of the tropics. We're tropical animals. We belong in the tropical parts of the world where it's 26 degrees, 27 degrees, 28, something like that, where we can just be naked, essentially. Where the fruit is just growing naturally. These bananas are from La Palma, actually, but they're grown further down where it's a little bit warmer, and they're not as good in winter as in summer. So La Palma is in the subtropics, so it's kind of halfway there. But right now I'm at 900 meters above sea level, so it gets pretty chilly in the winter and in the summer too. So again, there's nothing wrong with being outside the tropics, but if we're looking for optimal health, if we're looking for where can we thrive as human beings, it has to be the tropics, nowhere else. It has to be the tropical parts of the world where our natural foods grows abundantly, where we don't have to wear clothes, where we don't have to protect ourselves against the environment so much, right? Because that's what we're doing. Heating our houses, heating our bodies with clothes, making fires, cooking our food because there's no edible food around, refrigeration, right? Because we're not eating our natural diet, we have to refrigerate it because it's not fresh. We have to keep it has to stay for several days in the fridge, all that stuff. Now, if we're in the ideal climate, we don't have to think about clothing, we don't have to think about heating, we don't have to think about cooling either. It could be too warm some places. We gotta find the right spot. And we don't have to think about storing our food because we pick the food from the trees. It's fresh, it's ripe, and then we eat it, and we stay satisfied and happy. So I just wanted to share that, just hanging out here by the fire, warming up in the morning, feeling absolutely amazing, feeling super awesome. This is really cool, but it does make me think, is this the perfect human climate? Of course not. Of course it is not. We're tropical animals. If anyone has any arguments against that, if we're not tropical animals, I'd love to hear it. Because as far as I can see, we are tropical animals beyond the shadow of a doubt. no other animal is working so hard. That's just, you know, yeah, they're working hard, they're finding, getting food and all that, but no other animal is, you know, making fires and heating up and making clothing and cooking and all this stuff. No, they're just hanging around in their environment. They're perfectly adapted. They find their food. Their bodies are adapted to their environment. Our bodies are adapted to tropical environment. So let's go to the tropics, people. If you haven't been there, go there. It's awesome. You can, you know, you just stay in tune with nature rather than against it. Because outside the tropics, I find myself always sort of fighting against nature. You know, always trying to. There's always like this gap between me and my environment where I have to be protective against the environment. Whereas in the tropics, it's just me and the environment just blend into one, you know? That's what I like. I think it's time for some breakfast. Then I'm gonna head into town. See if I can do something fun. Oh, getting smoke poisoned. Which is another problem with heating of fires, you know. Yeah, you get warm, but you can't breathe. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for tropical adventures coming up. I'm gonna be in Costa Rica in a very short while. Coconuts and surfing. Alright, peace.